Hello everyone, I am Gagandeep. Me and Pranav Jain are working on this project machine learning based incremental placement under the supervision of Dr. Sneh Saurabh. Incremental placement is a step to change the placement of a design in such a way so that the wire length of the design decreases. Incremental placement is done after routing because this is when you are going to get the complete estimate of how the wire length behaves when you change the placement of the design. In the conventional incremental placers, either wire length or congestion minimization is the uh, goal. In our work, we are taking the wire length minimization as the major goal of our project. So the conventional algorithms use incremental placers, for example, using integer linear programming or a very slow maze routing maybe, or other types of simulated annealing, min-cut placers. So all these are very difficult to solve for for a and not very hardware efficient in itself. To overcome that, we in this work present an machine learning based model which is going to predict better placements for already placed and routed design. In the following figure, you are able to see how giving an input placement to ANN that is trained with appropriate data can generate a placement on the right side, which which gives you lesser violence all over for the all over design. So the goal of the work is to build this ANN to train artificial neural network to predict better placements in terms of overall violence of the design. Talking about the overall methodology, we are going to generate the data with a data generating an algorithm which is built synthetically all by ourselves. This synthetic data generation helps us keeping the data independent of any existing conventional state of art incremental placers or the existing designs. Also, because of synthetic data generation, we are able to generate as much data as we want by simply looping over the algorithm. Once the data is generated, in the training part, we the, separate the data into training and test data. Training data is used in the training algorithm of the machine learning model for training the machine learning model, and the test data is employed in the validation stage. Once the training is completed, the trained model, the machine learning model or the artificial neural network goes to the model validation stage. In this stage, you apply some inputs uh, taken from the test data and predict the outputs. Now, these outputs are compared with the uh, test data outputs that were expected, and some error function is generated. Now, once the errors are generated based upon the accuracy that we want, we either label the model passed or failed. Once you get a satisfactory passed model, you can plug this machine learning model or the artificial neural network into the incremental placement algorithms, and now it will be able to predict better placements for already placed and routed design. Talking specifically about the data generation part, in the data generation part, the new thing is the reverse approach of data generation. For the reverse approach of data generation, we are going to give take a random placement and label it as a solution, and now apply some constraints to the already existing random solution such that we generate a problem. This problem solution pair has to be made optimal, and this is ensured by adding some constraints to the problem that is generated uh, in a heuristic manner. Then the training of the ANN takes place with already discussed uh, test data and training data, and then after the validation part, uh, we move to the incremental placer. In the training of the ANN, we use position error and the wire length error as a cost function in the gradient descent loop. the loop that is used to train the artificial neural network. Once you get a trained ANN and also a validated ANN, you place it inside the incremental placement step. In the incremental placement, we take a already placed and routed design, scan the complete design part by part. So for each part, we create input vector by pre-processing the data from the placed and routed design. Then we apply this to the machine learning model, the ANN, and generate a placement that is predicted from the machine learning model. This prediction is then tested for violence reduction. If the placement predicted by the ANN reduces the violence, then this particular configuration or the placement is accepted as a solution, else it is rejected. And this process goes on until the complete design has been scanned. Now talking about results and benchmarking. So we have, for benchmarking, we have developed another algorithm, an incremental placer, that is based upon a random movement generator. The random movement generator is replaced, the machine learning model rather is replaced by this random movement generator, and everything else remains the same for the incremental placer. Also, we have used ICCAT 2020 designs for benchmarking. So these are following are the results that we obtain in the graphical format. We are able to see for each design, the machine learning based algorithm is able to reduce wire length by twice the amount that the random incremental placer is being able to do. So our wire length reduction is double of that of the random wire length reduction incremental placer. Based upon these results and benchmarking, we can conclude our work as follows. We can say that the reverse approach of data generation is easier to solve and also more optimal, since you are able to heuristically create some constraints that makes your data optimal in a controlled manner. And then we can say that since ANN is also converging in nature in terms of violence reduction, we can use machine learning based algorithms rather than conventional approaches in the incremental placement step. And then computational complexity of the machine learning based algorithm is very low, because you can map it to a very efficient hardware, and also you just need a forward pass and there is no complex computation here. Thank you so much.